In this video, I'm playing 3 games with 3 very popular chess openings. Queen's Gambit, King's Gambit, and London System. Actually, I crashed the London System. As always, I'm explaining every single move, so you can learn tips and strategies to outsmart your opponents in opening, middle game, and end game. Enjoy! And there we go! Today, a surprise. I want to start with the move d4. This is considered one of the most solid way to play chess, but it's also having lots of ideas. So again, you want to go out with the bishop, and now we go with the Queen's Gambit. This is the most played opening after d4. And my opponent is accepting the gambit, taking the pawn. So now I can show you. Here, I suggest to go with the 2 pawns strong in the center of the board. This is very logical. My bishop is ready to take back here. The knights are ready to go out. And this is just great. I have a video on this channel about the Queen's Gambit, and I should also show the Queen's Gambit accepted, of course. So if you want to check it out, you find the link in the description. My opponent is very smart. I have a strong center, and if I can do everything, well, I will have a dream position. So now what to do? I could take, I could push, and I could develop. I think the best way is to always, when you can develop a piece and protect a pawn, go for it. So I will develop a knight, and I'm attacking this pawn, and I'm defending my own pawn in the center. Now I take here with the knight. The knight is good, strong, safe, healthy, full of energy, and I'm ready to take back here at any moment. Smart move, eh? Smart idea. So my opponent is attacking the knight, and once the knight is moved, then the queen are traded, and I cannot castle anymore. Now, how big is the problem here? I think it's fine. I will simply go with the knight back here. The knight is good. And then I'm taking back here. Okay, taking. And this pawn should fall at one point. Now, my opponent could play the move with b5, defending. But I'm not sure this works. Because, let's see. Yeah, they play, and now we attack it in the typical way. You can always play the move a4. Now, this move is not possible because you simply take and the pawn is pinned. There is a rook hanging. So you want a pawn, and you're going to take also the second pawn. So this is why you can sacrifice that pawn, and you're usually going to take it back. Now, my opponent is attacking this pawn in the center, but I don't care. I'm taking here, and I say, oh no, my pawn. Oh no, you can really take it. Actually not. You cannot take that pawn because I'm pinning here, and that's quite painful. It's not a queen pinned, but still a bishop. That should be fun for us. What about this king? They say that the king is usually weak if cannot be castled. Well, when there are minor pieces, this is not... when the queens are out of the board, this is not a huge problem. Also, the queen is very quick to go inside the defense, so we are quite fine. This is not a big problem. Instead, you know what is a big problem is this bishop, because my opponent is just losing it. Now, this is attacked twice. Is the protected just one time, and there is no other way to protect it. It was important to play the move f5 here, protecting it with the pawn, and then to play maybe knight here, unpin the bishop, and probably black would have saved it. In this position, this is quite hopeless. Yeah, I just take, knight takes probably, and rook takes. Well, we'll remove this. This is a check, the king needs to move. And then what do we do here? What do we do about... Ooh, okay. In this case, I think I know what I'm going to do. I just want to bring this bishop here, probably. And yeah, but then my opponent plays f6. Okay, let's develop here the bishop, because then I can go here. Anyway, this is pinned. The king cannot castle. Because the bishop is hanging. But it's hard to see. Every time we move a piece, we need to think, what are we leaving behind? The king was defending the bishop, so you couldn't castle. This is important. Now there is a final check, but again, not a big deal. This knight cannot go anywhere. It's hanging. The pawn cannot take because the rook is hanging. So my opponent cannot move anything here. The rook cannot move here. Okay, this is a check. I told you, this might be the final check. Now the bishop is coming here. Maybe we have still king f8 attacking the rook, but this is just not gonna work. Actually, the knight now can go here. Yeah, this is a reasonable move. I'm taking. Yep, I'm taking, and I am threatening cool things. I want to find a fast, quick checkmate. Let's go with the knight. Let's go. We can do it. We can do it. Okay. Or maybe not. New game! We're playing a 1300. Well, actually, now we are getting to the trading. Oh, I played the move the e4. I forgot I was going to play d4. Well, we play a complete, you know, we see e4 a bit. Okay, we saw the queen's gambit, so we're going to see the king's gambit. This is a very sharp opening, and it's very cool. Usually, opponents simply take, so this gives lots of opportunity. Now, we go out with the knight first, and then we go out with the bishop. We are attacking this pawn. We can go for the center. This is very lit. Now, bishop is out, already attacking this pawn. And usually there is a way to defend the pawn. Yeah, to go with g5. That's exactly what my opponent is doing. You're actually playing good, I must say. Okay, we'll go with d4, looking at this pawn, and they might go with the move. Oh, not. Okay, then we take. In this case, we take. The only sense of h6 was to play the move g5. Now they didn't play it, so we have a great center. Look at this. Also, all the pieces developed perfectly where they want to be. And now, guys, I will go for long castle. I like it. There is already an f file open, meaning that we have chances to attack this king. Also, there are possibilities like e5. There is a possibility of playing h3, g4, g5. I'm very surprised about this move. I'm just castling. Moving the knight again. Well, usually you want to develop all your pieces first, right? We say, don't move the same piece twice in the opening. We are probably not anymore in the opening because I've already developed all my pieces. I castled, and so we are in a middle game where black is in huge trouble because their pieces are slipping in the starting square. Now, my opponent is trying to go out, but trading this bishop for the knight will not be good. Not just because usually you prefer to have bishops in open positions, because the bishop are very fast to go from one side of the board to the other in one single move. Instead, knight are a bit more slow. They like close position because they can jump around. But also, the g file got open, meaning that I can use this file to attack my king directly without any fear. What should I fear? Here I have I can go all in, bring the other rook, bring the queen, attack this bishop and say, get out of here. Now I take back. Here what we should do is do not trade queens, because you are attacking. So now, I knew that. I'm not gonna trade. You are not gonna get my queen. So now there is this pawn also under attack. So if I go simply here on the g file, where I would love to go, well, my opponent is taking there. So I will go back here. I know that for now I'm not attacking on the g file, but I'm ready for it. So there are so many moves that look spicy. For example, knight d5, attacking here. Also, e5 looks great. I think my opponent really needs to go with knight out here. That's basically their only chance. Because after a knight here, knight d5, they can take with the queen. And then they are offering again the queen trade. This move is bad. I just go with the knight here, attacking the queen. Then my queen is sliding to h6 maybe. Depends where the queen goes. Because this pawn is pinned. There is a rook. And now we go boom. We're threatening mate. And the pawn might push. Oh, and then we have a nice checkmate. Wait. I already show actually. The pawn might push and then we have a nice move. Let's see. Push. The rook! The point is that after pawn takes, we give a double check with the bishop, check with the knight, and this is going to be a very nice checkmate. Resignation! Actually, resignation. One more game, and now we have the black pieces. And, ooh, d4. Okay, I want to show you something else. Let's go with the knight out. And I will show you... Oh, no. Okay, change of plan. I will show you how to defeat the London system. So, what you do? First of all, you play the move d5. So, this is very good because even if you play the move d5 at move 1, you can play this. Then you push this pawn, and you want to go with the bishop facing the London bishop. Now, what is your opponent doing? Trading or going back? This is the most played move. And now, you simply castle. There we go. White usually plays always the same moves here. Bishop here, c3, knight there, castle, always the same. And we will have a very strong plan. We will exploit the fact that the opponent is going a bit slow. Okay, knight e5, actually a great move. And now we go with c5. We are attacking the center. I must say, knight e5, I think is the best move in this position. Usually they play a bit more random with other move like c3, bishop here. But this is a great move. Knight on e5. Now, we play queen on c7, so we are attacking this annoying knight another time. And basically, all the next moves will be around getting rid of this knight. And it will be a long maneuver, so take notes. We'll go with the knight here on c6. Then we might play b6, bishop b7. We might go with the knight here. And then finally, we can play knight on e4. Ready to play the move e6. You might say, okay, why did we have to do all this and then just go knight e4 and f6? Because you might be in danger. If you do it immediately, your king might be naked. So you need to first develop all your pieces, bring the knight towards the protection of the king, and then you can go for it. Okay, let's play knight out. This is very logical. Now we are attacking this knight 1, 2, 3 times, right? Yeah, so the knight had to go away. And now, guys, I love it. So this is the idea I want to show you. Here we go with the move e5. We first take here, the queen needs to take, and then discovery attack. We push the pawn, we attack the queen, and we are crushing the center. Now this pawn is attacked, well, 1, 2, 3 times, and it's protected just, well, it's protected 3, like 1, 2, 3. But this queen needs to be moved, and my opponent has still all the pieces at home. Not really a great position here. Okay, I'll take with the c pawn. Usually, always take with the side pawn. Also, I would like, they want to give checkmate, but no. I push here, I'm attacking this bishop, the bishop needs to move, and then I push also here. And I won a pawn, and I have the strongest center that you have ever seen. Actually, I don't even have to push, maybe I even take there, just to make everything weaker. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Open up the files, don't close. Bishop back. I will simply take here, because now the pawn needs to take back. I'm not taking there, and I always really stress about this point. I know that there is this temptation every time you see a trade, you do it, but don't. Usually, once you trade, you kind of help your opponent to improve a bit their position. For example, after pawn takes, now the rook is into the game, they are threatening checkmate. So why should I be the first one to trade and help my opponent? I rather develop my bishop, get ready to bring the rooks out, and if my opponent really wants to trade, yeah, go ahead, take here. Now the rook is attacking here, so I go back. You're playing a good position. We are officially in the middle game. All the pieces are out, castled for both sides, so we need to make a plan. First of all, you need to see what are the weaknesses and what are the strengths that you have. So weaknesses, honestly, yes, we have just this pawn that is a bit weak. The opponent is attacking. Strength, lots. So we have a strong center, we have an extra pawn, +1. And here, my opponent has a weak side over there. So, you know what? I could play this, but actually he's doing nothing. Because bishop here is attacking the rook, but I cannot take because I would lose my queen. That's why I'm simply taking here. I have an extra pawn, so trading pieces is good. And now, what I said before, trading is not good. Yeah, opening the H file brings nothing to my opponent because there is no longer the rook. So I'm not helping, but I'm creating a weakness, 2 pawns. In this case, the trade is good. Yeah, why not? Now the queen is taking, and do we want to go to the endgame or not? Not. I don't like endgames. I don't like endgames. Maybe I will do some videos about how to master endgames. So with some important endgames that you must know, and then we can go in the endgames. For now, we keep the queens on the board, we improve our pieces. Talking about the plan, usually either we attack the king, or we improve our pieces, or we try to exploit a weakness of our opponent. These are all typical plans. As a rule of thumb, every time you don't know what to do, improve your pieces. My opponent did improve the knight. Now, we could bring the rook into the game, or we could simply win a pawn, because this can be taken. So I think that we take here. Yep, it's true that this pawn is also hanging right now, but for us it's good to trade pieces. So if my opponent takes, we can trade. Well, if they take with the bishop, is better, because we can really trade without a problem. This is a good move. Oh my god. This is actually a good move, because my knight is protected just by my queen, and this knight is a bit annoying, honestly. Let's see. Now I'm attacking the knight, and where do they go? Maybe knight on f4. Yeah, the problem for them... Oh, you know, this move... Oh, so cool. Ah, this is a mistake. This is a mistake because I simply take here, I'm protecting the queen with my knight, and I'm offering a trade, and right now I have 2 extra pawns, one here and one there. After the trades, my opponent has a check here, but that's just a check. That's nothing more. If they take, I simply take back, and I have a knight protecting this pawn. So still 2 extra pawns and a great position. We are getting towards an endgame, so let's try to understand how to play endgames. First of all, in endgames, the pawns are just strong, much stronger. So what you have to do, especially when you have extra pawns, create a passed pawn. Okay, we have now an urgent problem. The knight is under attack, so we simply go here or with the other rook. Now with this rook is good. I was checking if this pawn would be hanging, but the pawn is protected by the knight. Also, this other pawn is protected by the knight, so the knight is doing an amazing job here. So talking back about pass pawn, you need to create a pass pawn and try to promote it. So all these moves are always good. Push and create a pass pawn. Also rooks, usually there are still rooks in the endgame. Rooks are very strong in the 7th or in the 2nd rank. This is where the rooks are strong. Why? Because there are lots of pawns usually there, and so you can take the pawns one after each other. So a rook there is very strong. Now, what can we do? We could go with the knight here, aiming for this pawn. There's still one thing about endgame that I didn't see. I will say it at the right moment, when I can do it. Now, for now, I want to get rid of this annoying knight. So I'm attacking here and inviting my opponent to take a decision. Do you want to take, or do you want to keep the knight? I think they will take. It makes sense. Or maybe not. Okay, that's a good idea, honestly, because they say like, okay, Alessia, you can take, you know, but this knight is also hanging, and now my rook is strong there. And also now they're threatening to block my knight, but now I have the move f6, so I give a square to my bishop. Now, what I didn't say about endgames. I didn't say that another thing that you must do is to have an active king. Okay, so you need to bring this king. This king is now on the corner, is doing nothing, and we cannot do that. So we need to activate that king. My opponent is threatening this check, this, and this. That is nearly checkmate. So let's avoid that. Okay. I was calculating. I will go with the king here towards the center. This is important. The king cannot be on the side. It cannot be on the corner. It needs to be active in the center of the board, because basically at the end of the game, there are not so many pieces that if your king is in the center of the board, you cannot get checkmated. So the king is actually an extra piece that you can use at your own advantage. And that's why you have to do it. Now in this position, actually with 2 rooks and the bishop is still quite some material, so I wouldn't go too far away with the king. For example, if the king is here, you can get checkmated, so don't go there. But get closer and still safe. And for example, if the bishop and a rook is exchanged, then you can really go all in with the king. Okay, now we get closer, as we said. I could take that pawn at some point. I didn't take it up to this point because I had to be careful about this idea. Every time my opponent gives a check after rook takes, I want to play bishop there. That's why I didn't want to remove my bishop. But now that my king is so close, I can simply take and maybe cover with the rook, or maybe go up here. That's fine. I didn't want b4 to go up here because there could have been an annoying check. That's why. Now we took another pawn. Okay, the king, you see, the king is going. Now we go also with the king, and we will bring the bishop here. Then we are... Okay, my opponent is playing with fire, huh? You're nearly getting checkmated, not gonna lie. Let's see if we can give a checkmate. I don't know if you saw the short, but I gave checkmate to a women grandmaster, Dina Belenkaya, in this way. It's quite cool. Okay, we take here, give a check, and the king goes back. Now, I need to activate this rook that was sleeping the whole time. So we go with the rook here, attacking this bishop, winning a tempo. Okay, this pawn was captured, but now do I have this? I'm pinning here, and maybe I can win material. Maybe. I mean, my opponent has this move that is very good. So actually, I blundered. That was a mistake. But okay, trading pieces is good for me. Yep, trading is good. Now we go... push here. I need to start to push the pass pawn. This is what I have to do. We don't have any more checkmate, right? We said already with a rook and the bishop is very tough to give a checkmate. But my opponent is helping me, trading pieces. That's great. Now we have a rook endgame. And you know what is the best way to support the pawns? Is to go with the rook behind them. And then you can, you can just push them without any problem. And now we put the rook behind, and then we will push here. We'll push. The rook might need to stop. We push. Then we push. We'll go like this. And my king is very close to stop this pawn, so we don't have to worry about it. Yeah, we'll just go here, stop the pawn. We're gonna block it. We have so many ideas, but we'll just take. We'll just take this. And now, yeah, we go with the king. A very easy way, honestly, when there is a king so far away, you will just do the following. I will show you. Okay. You will cut the king. So you just put the rook here. And now you will just cut the king. So the king cannot join. You are here. So the king cannot anymore move on. Cannot get closer. So you are cutting it out. And now you just push. Go with the king. Yeah, you go with the king. The king goes here. And you just say... and you keep cutting them. So they have to just go around. And then you move the rook on the other side. And you will keep pushing. And there is nothing they can do. Because if they do this move to like trade the rooks, then you win. Then you win the endgame with 2 pawns. It's completely winning. So they have basically no way. Nothing to do. And now we take. And okay, so this is already... now this is the box of the pawn. And the pawn cannot be stopped. So that's great. Alright, let's avoid a stalemate. After this check, now if we push, it's stalemate. So let's not do that. The king can go here. Check. And now we have checkmate. And we got to 1300. Hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe. And you might want to check out this other video where I win in less than 20 moves. The queen of my opponent just explodes suddenly. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.